Hi guys, GlassArrow here. Today I'm going to review the Final Fantasy Creatures Bring Us action figure Bahamut. He is the new one in the Bring Us line, following from the Kingdom Hearts Sora and also Nier Automata. Square Enix has now pushing out the Bring Us line. There's a lot of figures lining for release this year, and Bahamut is one of them. The next one in the Final Fantasy Creatures Bring Us line is Odin. Okay, for the box itself, it is a very big box, as you can see right here. The style of the box is different from normal standard Preyas Kai, that there is no openable, flappable cover on this one, but the cover is still very crisp, and the artwork I think is very good enough. And in the back, there are still the whole figure artwork over here and other stuff. Okay. And I forgot to mention that in the front there's still the logo of Square Enix, the triangle logo over here, and also the stickers of Square Enix over here. I haven't heard of any Bring Us bootlegs from China yet, but be very careful. I think maybe in the future they will do some bootleg stuff still. Okay, now let's see the box inside. Alright, so the figure Bahamut is here, and there is the difference is that this is the figure, and also they gave us the base, the lightning effect, crystal effect over here. The figure itself is not that large comparing to Preyas Kai size. He is about 23 to 24 centimeters tall, and the wingspan is around 40 centimeters, so the same size as around other Bring Us figures. But when comparing to Preyas Kai, he maybe looks a bit small, but as the summon creatures from Final Fantasy, still he is quite large comparing to other figures. Now for the figure Bahamut itself, the sculpting I think is very great. The design is like a very variant from other Bahamut, because each Final Fantasy series have a different design of the Bahamut itself. I think this one take a lot from this year Final Fantasy series and add some other elements of the Bahamut. Now for the sculpt, you can see that the face sculpt is very nicely done, albeit it is a little bit small comparing to the other part of the figure. And for this Bahamut, the neck is a little bit long, but I think it makes him feel a little more majestic and looks very great. Other than that, the armor and the color, everything make him look very cool for the Bahamut figures. Alright, and the other main focus of this figure is the wing. As I have stated that the wingspan is quite large, the wing is the main piece of attraction also. It took a lot from Bahamut from Final Fantasy VIII, which the wing is also quite large and have the red all over the inside of the wing. On the back, you can see that they done a very great job of put a lot of detail on the scales, everything from down upward to downward, and also the wing is very nicely done, a lot of details and sculpt inside. Right, for the tails, right, okay, and for the paint job, the main color of Bahamut is regal blue and shaded of purple and red. And for the claws and the horn and everything is the silvery and gold metallic color, which I think make him look very beautiful, and the contrast of the color is very nicely done also. Alright, now for the articulation, starting from the head, he can move freely right and left, and also there is joint over here, here and here, 3 joints. A little bit problem on this one is that the joint connecting to the main part of the chest and neck, if you move it to upward, there will be a gap over here. But if you pose him correctly, it will not be seen, but still it is a little bit bothering me. Okay, now for the shoulder, this part is rubbery part, we can move a little bit but cannot move freely, but it let the shoulder joint of the arm itself to move a lot, and the elbow joint and the hand joint. As I have reviewed other Bring Us, the joint of Bring Us is like a miniaturized version of Preyas Kai. So they have a lot of great range of motion, but as they are smaller, there is a little bit fragile and a little bit loose comparing to the stiffness of the Preyas Kai joint. Alright, and for his torso, there is a ball joint over here in the middle. which this one I think is very critical part because the wing is very heavy comparing to the whole figure. So if you're posing with a lot of weight on this joint, it may become loose in the future. So when you're posing, I suggest using a stand or the golden crystal base that they gave us to help this joint to bear the weight. For the hip joint and knee joint, 2 knee joint for the creatures and the foot joint, right? Okay, now for the tail, it divides into 3 segments. This first, second, and third, fourth segment. Okay, so you can pose in a lot of different ways with this kind of joints, and it stays very rigid. A lot of more rigidity than the other flexible joints of the tail. Okay, another cool thing is that they also gave us player's kite joint over here. Because the wing is very big and large, they use the player's kite joint for the wing itself on both sides. You can see over here, right? So you can feel the stiffness of the joint when you move up and down, same as player's kite when they're using this joint for the cape of superheroes, player's kite, and other wing player's kite creatures. Alright. In summary, for the Bring Us figure Bahamut Final Fantasy creatures, I think it is a very well executed figure. A little bit expensive on my taste also. Lately, Square Enix products is a little bit on the high end of the price, but the quality that you're getting from this Bring Art, I think is a little bit to the standard of the price itself. Albeit, I prefer the head and the torso is a little bit more large comparing to the very large wingspan of the Bahamut, but the sculpting and the paint job is done very neatly and convey the feeling of the majestic greatness of the creatures Bahamut of the Final Fantasy summons. So for all the Final Fantasy fans out there, I suggest you take a look at this one because Odin is coming next, and perhaps in this line they will continue the creatures line. Summoning creatures Final Fantasy will continue in Bring Us maybe in the future. Thank you a lot for watching this video. If you like, please give it a like and subscribe for more this kind of review in the future. GlassArrow out.